Today, we're looking at the anatomy of the avoidant discard. You finally got your partner to connect. They started to talk about their feelings, validated yours, and it seemed like you had pushed through that avoidant attachment wall. And then bam, they ended it out of nowhere. When the rug gets pulled out from under you so suddenly, you don't just feel rejected or hurt, you feel discarded. It's possible that the very moment you felt closest to them was the exact moment their nervous system decided it was no longer safe. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not here to defend or justify anyone's behavior. Your hurt feelings are completely yours, and the hurt you feel is completely real. But if you're trying to understand how this happened, this video may have something to offer you. It may not ease the hurt you're feeling after a surprise breakup, but it might help you move forward with the wisdom to choose people in the future who can meet you where you are instead of where you wish they could be. If the person in question truly has an avoidant attachment style and they said something like, "It's not you, it's me," that may actually be true in this case. One of the most fundamental impulses any of us has is maintaining safety. We don't just have to be safe, but the environment has to resonate with the nervous system to feel safe. This often registers at the intuitive or subconscious levels, so someone may not have conscious awareness when safety feels in question. We learn these lessons very early in life, and they're influenced heavily by the relationship we each had as babies with our primary caregivers. Children who had inconsistent parents who didn't reliably offer support and soothing when it was needed can develop an anxious attachment style. To them, connection feels elusive in relationships, and they try to stabilize this through overinvesting and worry. Think about the kid with the skinned knee who runs crying to mom, possibly being cared for and reassured, but possibly being told something like, "Quit crying or I'll give you something to cry about." And some children learn that relationships are actually where the danger is. They had dismissive or emotionally unavailable parents, learning that they can only rely on themselves, forming an avoidant attachment style. Avoidantly attached adults don't find safety in connections because they grew up experiencing closeness as anything but safe. They learn to do for themselves instead of relying on others. Safety came because they created it and maintained it in spite of others. So while the anxiously attached adult fears rejection, the avoidantly attached adult fears loss of autonomy. Since closeness and emotional vulnerability are experienced as a challenge to autonomy, a close emotional relationship isn't their safe haven. It's their kryptonite. If you ask, how could someone possibly think these things? I would never hurt them in that way. Realize we're probably not talking about conscious choices here. We're talking about the nervous system, those mind-body interactions that are at least 10 times faster than thought or analysis. And we're talking about subconscious process, those powerful elements of the psyche that drive our behavior in ways we don't recognize in the moment. It's not that avoidantly attached people don't want relationships. I talked about that in my video a few weeks ago. You can check that out up here. But in their bones, closeness is the sacrificing of autonomy, and that is the opposite of safe for them. It's a real battle because society teaches us we're supposed to partner up. And the superficial parts, while things were just getting started, probably felt great to both of you. But that aha moment in the relationship, that time when the energy between the two of you felt really authentic and close, the very experience that left you feeling safe in connection may have simultaneously undermined the safety they've been working their whole lives to maintain. Your nervous systems were playing completely different movies about what was going on in the relationship at the exact same time. So let's talk about where you go from here, because understanding your why only gets you so far. First, cut yourself a break. Hurting is one thing, but the instinct to think you should have seen this coming is probably being unfair to yourself. Relationships with avoidantly attached people often start out feeling completely normal, and the interest the other person had in the relationship could have been completely authentic. You see, it's not until things get uncomfortably close and emotionally intimate that things tend to go sideways with an avoidantly attached person. All the early superficial attachments, even if things progress pretty far physically, those connections may not set off alarms for this person. But things change when emotional connection gets too close for comfort. This can feel like it came out of nowhere for both of you, so go easy on yourself. Second, if the other person is willing to work on it and keep trying in the relationship, success may lie in their learning gradually to trust closeness. Research shows that our attachment style can evolve with new experiences. I can confirm this on a personal level because it's happened to me. But this takes patience and persistence, and maybe the help of a qualified relationship therapist. Depending on your attachment style, this may mean you will need to work on tolerating a pace in the relationship that's slower than you like. Third, if you're cutting your losses and moving forward, you may want to take some time to heal first. Work on yourself and get connected with your own attachment style. Understand it and work to shore up your own boundaries. Flying solo for a while until you feel secure in your own patterns may help. Read books, journal, get some serious self-care going to rebuild your self-confidence. And fourth, as you move forward, you may find benefit in going slowly with someone new. Learn to enjoy the early parts of the new relationship without either of you feeling the pressure to surge forward. Nothing feels more exciting than attention from someone new when you're feeling rejected. Now, it's not for me to tell anyone how fast to go in their relationships, but here's my point. If the relationship has time to breathe, it helps you both figure out each other's nervous systems and tolerance for closeness much better. Maybe you can learn about attachment styles together. I've linked a great book below so you can check that out. You can talk with your partner about attachment. And as you get to know each other and reveal your personal histories to each other, you can have meaningful conversations about attachment and your mutual needs. Now, will these steps guarantee your next relationship is a success? Of course not, I can't promise that. But think of it like this. If you lean into discussing attachment styles, whether your new partner engages or rejects this, it will give you important information about where that relationship might be headed. If they're curious, open, and communicative about themselves and their needs, that helps you see if it feels like a long-term match. If they resist, shut down, and refuse to engage on these concepts, that may help you decide if that relationship has real potential, or if it's time to refocus on finding someone maybe better suited to your attachment style and needs. The ability to talk openly about your emotions is key to building a safe, connective relationship. While you may have some skill in this area, we can always grow. And an avoidantly attached person may have two reasons they're less comfortable talking on an emotional level. First, they may simply have a general discomfort with talking about feelings. That would be pretty on target for an avoidantly attached person. And second, they may have a lifetime of success in avoiding these conversations, so they may truly have very little experience describing their own feelings. Even highly intelligent people like this can have a limited affective vocabulary. Simply put, they may not know many feeling words. I've created a resource that may help, and it's completely free. It's a feeling words list you can print and consult in those intensive conversations, so each of you can describe what you're feeling in the moment without struggling to find the right word. You can get that in the link below in the description. Now, if these ideas are resonating for you, but you want to go deeper into the topic, maybe even with the chance for some direct interaction with me about it, there's a way to do that. I encourage you to get connected with my Patreon community, which will give you access to all that and more. That link is also in the description, so I hope to see you over there as well. I've been getting some really great questions on my videos lately, so don't be shy about posting yours in the comments. And until next time, be well.